Hello everyone, it is MisterStubstep, and I'm back again with another value discussion, this time on the black and white series set Next Destinies. So, we're starting to do alright. If you want to just skip right ahead to the graded card discussion, you can go down below. I always have timestamps down below, because I always do an intro of the spreadsheet to start, as well as I have links to my other value discussions. I've done all the Sun and Moon sets, including promos, as well as all the X and Y sets, all the Sword and Shield sets, up to Vivid Voltage, and then now I'm on my process of doing all the black and white sets, and I'm up to Next Destinies. So if you're curious in that, and then, yeah, so just links down below as well as timestamps. So going into some administrative information. So the spreadsheet is as of 4th of July. If you celebrate the 4th of July, happy 4th of July. Release date, 7 February 2012, with a base card total of 99 and 4 secret rares, which actually you'll see soon that they're all shinies. And personally, I think this is a really good size set. You know, maybe you could add, another 25 to 50 cards, but I think this is a really good size set, really good amount of secret rares. I think it works really well. There's also some color coordination. Start out with the left column. It's the name of the card, very self-explanatory. If it's in red, it'll be a card I'll be talking about today. I only own like 3 or 4 cards from this set. Normally, if it's italicized, that means I have that card, but I have no like cards that are worth anything from this set. I just have like a couple commons and I think a random rare. For rarity, it's very self-explanatory, the rarity of the card. The raw on TCG player is the marketplace value on TCG player rounded down to the nearest dollar. The grade, I try to find PSA 10s, but for some of these older sets and just, less popular sets, I get to as close to that as possible. For sold price, it's the last sold listing or last entered listing on eBay rounded up to the nearest dollar, not including shipping. Date of sale is when that listing or auction ended on eBay. And then the PSA 10 population, the number on the left is the number of 10s, and the number on the right is the number currently registered with PSA. Obviously, PSA is still in the process of catching everything up, and then all the other grading companies are doing their thing. So, and I will have like a CGC, but then I'll still be showing the PSA 10 population or a PSA population, because as far as I'm aware, CGC still doesn't have pop reports. So, yeah. We'll start out with Articuno. So you have all 3 birds of the OG birds, Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos in here. And I don't know, I guess after Hidden Fates and then even now with the Glaring Forms, like, they are definitely popular. I mean, a PSA 6 for this Articuno sold for $150, and that's a PSA 6. So there's probably the legendary bird collectors out there. And you can see the pop reports for these are very low, and I personally think the Moltres and the Articuno, they both look pretty good. The Zapdos artwork is okay, but the Articuno and the Moltres look pretty good. So, not bad overall, very low populations. We have the Gardevoir Holo Rare. I wouldn't normally include this card, but I mean, a 9 sold for 100, which is very decent for just a regular Holo Rare. I highly encourage, if you were collecting during this time, look in your binders, look in your bulk, look in your sets, and see if you have these cards in decent condition, because, like, this Gardevoir, there's only one PSA 10 out of 10. I'm not saying you should grade this, but I mean, if you have some of these cards and they're in near mint to mint condition, I would consider it. The Reshiram EX full art. So we're skipping a bunch of EXs. I'm gonna be honest. The EXs during this era, they weren't as inspiring. Like, I don't know. Like, I look at them and they just kind of, I lump them all in with the X and Y EXs. They're just kind of, I'm gonna say it, they're kind of ugly. I mean, if they're your favorite Pokemon, like, I get it. They're kind of hopping out of the screen with that, like, 3D effect. I just think they kind of look cheesy. Like, I would prefer, the vintage look or, the newer look of some of the ultra rares nowadays. But that's just me. If you like them, collect them. I mean, there's other people out there that like them too. But the Reshiram EX full art, personally, I think this full art is beautiful. My favorite full arts within this set are probably the Reshiram and the Zekrom. But starting out with the Reshiram, $33 ungraded, and then $160 for a PSA 9. So it's actually not bad at all, and a lot of these you'll see are very difficult to get 10s. Like, I only have 110 listed here, and it went for a lot of money. Well, like 110 down here, I think. Actually, yeah, 110 for this entire spreadsheet. Well, that's kind of sad. But yeah, a lot of these very low PSA 10 populations. Seriously, you have these sets. Take a look. Mewtwo EX full art, CGC 8.5, which is just hideous. $96, like, that's not bad. It's one of the, higher graded cards in the set, at least quantity-wise. But yeah, not too many 10s for that either. You have the Zekrom EX full art, another one that I think is pretty good. Oh, I just realized I put a comma for that 8.5 instead of a decimal or a period. You'd think I'm like in another country besides the United States or something. But $164. Not bad for an 8.5. Once again, another ugly grade, especially in PSA. But there's only 710s, so if you have those full art collectors out there, you're going to take what you can get. Like, I mean, some of these, like the Regigigas, only 210s. CGC 8 sold for $89. Only 210s. So if you're wanting, those master sets, that's the limiting factor right now is... Oh my gosh, sorry. There's still fireworks and stuff going on outside, so if you hear noises, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry, it's kind of obnoxious. But 210s, we got the Zoroark Secret Rare, so these are the Secret Rares. The last few sets, Emerging Powers had nothing, but Black and White base, you had that Pikachu, Noble Victories, you had the Meowth. But now in Next Destinies, we're actually getting to some, like, low-key shinies. So more and more people are starting to be aware of these shinies, within the Black and White era sets. But personally, I think a lot of them are really cool. They feature a lot of the Generation 5 Pokemon. Like, these are all Generation 5 Pokemon, which, I mean, makes sense with Black and White. But Zoroark, is a fairly popular one. $1,250 in PSA 10. And their ratios for grading are terrible. Like, a lot under 10% get 10s. So, perfect world. You think you have, mint cards, and you think they're all going to get 10s. If you send in 10, only one of them is coming back. I'd be curious what the actual pull rates are. I told myself I'd look it up, but, maybe there's somebody out there that's opened this set and they know the pull rates for these. I don't know if it's like 1 per booster box or 1 per 2 booster boxes. I don't know of any Pokemon cards that are harder to pull than, like, 1 and 2 booster boxes. I know, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! And, like, other card games have, like, even more difficult pull rates, but for a Secret Rare within these sets, I'd be curious. Hydreigon, PSA 9, $178. I imagine if you had a 10 of this, it is the highest... Oh, sorry, I guess the Chandelure has the most 10s, but it's the most graded card within this set. And I would say at least maybe closer to, like, less than $500, or maybe because it is such a small population, it might get closer to that 1,000. I think that 1,250, I feel like that's just somebody that was super desperate and wanted it in their collection. I don't know if it's actually worth that much, but yeah, we have the Emboar, probably my least favorite starter from Generation 5. I'm sorry, the big fire pig, another firefighting type, I don't know, a little uninspired. PSA 9 was listed at $500. It was sold. Best offer was accepted. But I imagine in a 10, this would easily surpass $500. But in a 9, I imagine it probably sold around $200, similar to the Hydreigon. And then finally, the Chandelure, which is my favorite shiny within this set. PSA 9 sold for $295. So I imagine a 10, honestly, it has less than the Zoroark, so maybe not quite 1,000, but I think it would get pretty close. I mean, Chandelure is a pretty cool Pokemon, too. I would say the Zoroark, the Hydreigon, and the Chandelure are some popular Generation 5 Pokemon. I don't know too many people that are mega Emboar fans, but, maybe they are. What is it, like modeled off of a wrestler or something like that, I think? Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the set. Not a ton of cards worth over $1, but the ones that are, you got some good ones. We go down to the tidbits. Once again, I can't really pull averages because there's just not enough data out there. And I can only go back a few months with eBay's listings. Like, I don't have, or at least I haven't tried going to, like, those websites that you can, like, see since the beginning of time or something like that. But I feel like because, the curve for Pokemon price has been changing more or less on the downward trend, or, like, plateauing at this point, or stabilizing at this point. Yeah, I don't think it would do us too good to, look back during the hype times and just look at inflated prices. But yeah, not as many as Noble Victories, but decent set. I think we're slowly getting better over time, which is nice. Couldn't find a master set. Found a bunch of, almost complete set. I'm just missing, the best cards or whatever sold for, $20-$30. So, but no complete sets or master sets or anything like that. There was like a few sets that, like, they had all the holo rares and commons and uncommons, and that would sell for like $25-$30. But yeah, booster pack, I saw some selling for like 40, 50, 60, 70, and I was thinking about the average is about $55. If you have like the single pack blisters, because those are like harder to weigh, I guess, those sell for a little bit more, but just the regular loose packs, about $55 average. Still no Elite Trainer boxes at this point. And then the booster box, there was one that sold like a month or two ago for $29.50, and then the most recent one sold in June for $19.50. So I don't know. The one that sold for $29.50 was like in pristine condition. This one that sold for $19.50, it was, I mean, obviously it's sealed, but didn't look as good as the other one, and a little bit of time has passed, so maybe just not as much Next Destiny demand out there. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this set. Honestly, this was a very enjoyable set to do a little bit of research on. As far as tiers go, I would put probably the birds and Gardevoir. Honestly, I wouldn't even include any of the EXs, probably in the low tier. All the full arts, I'd probably throw in the mid tier, and then all the shinies, I'd throw in the high tier as far as collectability. Seriously, if you have these shinies, like, it's probably worth, protecting them or getting them graded. Unless they're, like, completely destroyed, then that's fine. But sometimes if there's a card that I really like and it's destroyed, I still send it in for grading anyway. Like, I had my base set 2 Holo Charizard. Obviously, it's a Charizard, so it's kind of a no-brainer, but it's, like, the biggest card that I pulled from my childhood, and it's probably going to get, like, a 1, but I still wanted to send it in, So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this video. If it's your second video of mine, consider subscribing. If you like what you saw, leave a like. If you don't like what you saw, give me some feedback down below on how I can improve these types of videos or this channel in general, or just give me a dislike. And, yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Look forward to more black and white value discussions, and then obviously Monday through Wednesday I have openings in my TCG orders. Thank you so much.